Thanks for tuning in. I'm back at another SERA Sprint Enduro. This is round 10, the Tiger Creek Sprint Enduro in the DeSoto National Forest in Ovett, Mississippi. This is a Sprint Enduro format with two separate courses or tests. Both tests are about 5 miles long. We'll run each test 4 times for a total of 8 time sections, and as usual, the lowest cumulative time wins. Did you see that? I just got really lucky. I got off in the grass and hit a stump. Luckily I hit it square enough to go right over it, but it clued me in. There were a lot of stumps and logs hidden in that tall grass. This is my first time at this location, and it's a really cool place to race. This race is allowed by special permit each year, so these trails don't get ridden except when there's a race. This area is in southeast Mississippi and it's very flat. There are no hills whatsoever, and even though it hadn't rained in a week or so, the area is still very wet from the last tropical storm that came through. It's more slippery than it looks on camera. After that initial section of thinned out pines, we're heading into some tight single track. Things are going well, I'm dodging trees and feeling good. I've got some friends on the road behind me. They're in faster classes, so I'm not racing with them, but I'm finding some motivation trying to keep them from catching me, or at least delaying it as long as possible. Did you see that tree move? I'm pretty sure it jumped out in front of me. Well, at least I got that out of the way early. There goes my friends Mason and Chad. Now that they've gotten past me, I'm going to jump in behind them and see how long I can keep up with them. Chad stalled his bike and I got back past him there. Thank you. Chad is caught back up now, so I moved over to give him the pass. Chad's in the B40 plus class, so we're not racing each other, and that's just common courtesy in enduros. I really enjoyed chasing Chad during this race. Each time he passed me, I tried to keep up with him as long as I could, and it definitely helped me maintain a better pace. The video you're watching was recorded with my new GoPro Hero 10 Black. The new version just came out and I typically buy the new version each year. I like to stay current with the latest and greatest to hopefully get the best quality videos I can get, but after using this camera at this race, I would not recommend it for anybody riding or racing dirt bikes. In fact, I'm returning mine to GoPro for a refund, and here's why. About 22 minutes into this first test, I heard the camera beep indicating it turned off. I wasn't sure why it randomly turned off until I finished the test. I tried to start it again, and it gave me the warning on the screen that the camera was overheated. After doing a little research back home, it seems that this is a problem with every Hero 10 out there. I'll put a link in the description to a video that demonstrates it well, but I've done some testing at home and I can't get the camera to record for more than 30 minutes in 4K 30 frames per second without overheating. For dirt bike races, especially hare scrambles, you can see that's a huge problem. I typically start my camera just before the race starts and I let it run until the battery is dead. With my Hero 9 Black, I can turn the camera on and it'll run until the battery is dead in 4K 30 frames per second. I can get as much as 90 minutes of 4K video footage before the battery goes dead. I've done it when it's 95 degrees outside and it's not even warm to the touch. I've even ran my Hero 9 for 90 minutes in 4K, then changed the battery and ran it for another 90 minutes and it still didn't overheat. For the Hero 10, maybe this is something GoPro can fix with software updates, but I find their public response to this issue very odd. I captured this from their reply to comments on one of their Facebook ads. They're basically justifying the issue is okay because they say the majority of owners use the camera to shoot short clips in environments with natural airflow. They go on to say that 25 minutes is okay because that's 21 times the length of an average GoPro video. Needless to say, airflow was more than adequate in my situation and outside temperatures were very mild for this race. Anyway, I've gone on too long about this for my race recap video. I should probably do a video dedicated to this topic, but I wanted to share this info as quickly as possible for anybody thinking about buying a new camera. I completed the first test with a time of 23 minutes 39 seconds, and I'm currently in first place in my class. It's time for the second test. In the first test, Mason and Chad caught me within the first couple of minutes. On this test, I did a little better and I was 11 minutes into the test when they caught me. There were a few mud holes and deep ruts on the course, but the club did a great job of managing those areas throughout the race. They told us about this spot at the riders meeting and they said there was an area with concrete pavers. Sometimes it can be beneficial to slow down for a second and ask where the best place to cross is. Getting stuck somewhere for just a minute or two can be the difference in a win or fifth place. There goes my friend Steve Patterson. He's in the B55 plus class. He's another guy I was able to chase and push myself just a little more than I might have otherwise. At the end of the second test, I'm still in first place with a cumulative time of 41 minutes 9 seconds. Andrew Caldarello has moved up to second place with a time of 43 minutes 35 seconds. About 12 minutes. We did 4 loops on each test in this race, so I'm going to skip over some of the repetition of each loop and jump to the last loop of the day on each test. This is test 1 and I actually started a minute late behind the guys that have been catching me all day. I've caught up to Steve Patterson here. Steve is a tough dude because he actually raced a hare scramble the day before this race. Steve's normally faster than me, but I think he was feeling the fatigue at this point. Come on, Steve! So he let me by and he stayed with me for the rest of the test. Both tests got really rough toward the end of the race. A lot of ruts developed with braking bumps and acceleration bumps throughout. I was trying to pick smooth lines to avoid some of those, but a lot of them were just unavoidable. There were also a few deep mud ruts that would swallow your bike if you weren't careful, so you really had to be on your toes. There goes my friend Mike Land. This is one of the spots where I saw a few people stuck throughout the day. If you got over to the left side on that, it was deep. At the end of test 1 loop 4, I'm still in first place in my class with a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, 12 seconds. Andrew's been gaining some ground and he's less than a minute behind me going into the last loop on test 2. last few miles was tough, but I was able to complete the last loop on test 2 in 19 minutes 1 second with a cumulative time of 2 hours 26 minutes 13 seconds. I was able to hang on to first place just a minute and 4 seconds ahead of Andrew. Thanks to the Ridge Runners Enduro Club and the SERA organization for organizing this event. If you enjoy the race recap videos, please hit the like button. It really helps me get my videos out to more people on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.